I'm continuing my series of Mash Wikia reviews with Season 2, Episode 21, Crisis. So in this episode, it's cold and they are not going to be getting supplies for quite some time. The lines have been cut off. The supply lines have been intercepted. So, yeah. They're in bit of a crisis mode, so they have to ration heat, power, food, pretty much everything, including shuttlecocks. So for badminton, that is clearly a joke, but that means they're not getting recreational supplies as well that will keep up morale. So yes, things are actually decent-ish because they had warning, so they were able to adapt. So, they combined sleeping quarters together to save on heating costs. Electrical usage is severely limited. Pretty much the only restrictions they're not really doing is stuff related to, running the hospital. So, patients and all that, they get priority for food, supplies, everything like that. Surgeries, though, they still are trying to, make sure they don't overextend those supplies, especially for things like blood, which is a more limited quantity. So given how often they take donations from the camp, at least, I don't know how quickly that blood could actually be used, but in the universe of MASH, that is something they do frequently, though they didn't mention in this episode, but they do adapt. So it's kind of funny watching them all, try to share quotas together and just, I don't know. The first night they don't get any sleep because wounded come in, and the second night, who knows if they actually get any sleep? Probably no, because, Frank had heated socks, so he had to charge that battery somehow. He also, as the person in charge of rationing food, he took a baked ham to share with Margaret. Well, Hawkeye and Chopper catch him, and they take it. Knowing them, well, they probably did eat it. They probably shared it with most of the camp, knowing them. So Frank, to his credit, says, Margaret was entirely innocent of stealing the ham from the supply. Which, again, showing that there is some compassion in Frank. The past couple episodes have been showing that despite Frank being, a jerk and unable to truly be a good human being, he does have those qualities hidden inside of him. He just normally, and most of the time, does not know how to act on them, which is fitting for his character. And I'm speculating in previous review, but if those more softer sides were more Larry Linville coming out rather than any actual sincerity in Frank's character. I'm just wondering in that regard. But yeah. Really good episode, fun, some great jokes. They have a couple of scenes where they keep on cutting back to Henry's office. Well, technically only 2 cutbacks, but each time 3 times, yeah. So first we see his office as normal. Next time, well, his desk is missing its legs and a few drawers. Next time we cut back, it's just top of the desk. That's the image I used in my thumbnail. And then lastly, well, the skeleton is still there. He's sitting on the box and he has his phone. Everything else in his office is gone. Because they were grabbing anything they can to burn, Nurses said, willing to go on a date with somebody who provides them with 5 pieces of firewood. All that crazy stuff. Toilet paper is one of the things that they're most limited on. There's a line where they say that, people are getting into the fortune cookies. Not to eat, no. So they can use their fortunes as toilet paper. That's really small toilet paper. But the point being is that that's the thing they're probably going through the most. It's easy enough to ration firewood and electricity. That stuff is easier to ration. In electricity case, it would be the fuel for the generators. But so they can ration that stuff fairly effectively, fairly simply. But toilet paper, well, you gotta go, and you gotta clean. So yeah, you can see why that was probably the thing that they saw the most pinching of in terms of rationing, in terms of struggles. And then at the end of the episode, they get those supplies at the end. We don't see that, but they're told. So that's good. That is good. Though I know in some previous episodes they were getting supplies and they get the wrong supplies. Don't think that's the case here because in the last scene with Henry in his now empty office, he thanks them for supplies, but he's like, yeah, about my office, they burned everything that wasn't nailed down or salutes. So he needs his office refurnished. But that's pretty much where I'm going to end my review. Again, not too much major stuff going on, just some nice, great, fun moments with our characters. And that's pretty much it. We got to see a little bit of that softer side, and Frank, he's still Frank, of course, but it's nice when those softer sides come up. Reminds us how, he is, a person. Granted, he's incapable of change, and that's the key of Frank's characterization. He's incapable of change, which does make him a good contrast to Hawkeye, Trapper, and the rest of the camp. A good antagonist for them, but not necessarily a foil. And that's where Charles will come in once we get there. But we got a couple more seasons to go before we get to there. So let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.